Hello there. So in about 2 weeks I will be starting my GCSE exams. For anyone that doesn't know, GCSEs are basically qualifications in all your school subjects such as maths, English, etc. And you put these grades down on your CV. Exam time can be a very stressful time for teenagers because at the end of the day, we're all trying really hard to get the best possible grades we can. Over the past year, my school have been preparing us for our GCSEs, and I've seen many students, including myself, just become consumed with stress. And I've realised that one of the reasons why teenagers are so stressed about exams is because we are trying to live up to society's expectations of an A-star student. School tells us that we need to have good grades to get good jobs, which in some cases is true. We need a certain amount of knowledge to do certain jobs, such as a doctor or a nurse. You need to have very good grades in maths and science because at the end of the day you're dealing with people's lives. But it's got to the point where if you're not getting A's and B's, you're almost looked down upon. In a way, I feel like school's basically saying if you can't get A's and A stars, then you won't be as successful as someone who can get A's and A stars. School compare us to other students that are naturally talented at learning and achieving good grades, and it can feel very demotivating for people such as myself who, sometimes struggle with certain subjects. It can also make us feel very down because we are comparing ourselves to those students, and we can sometimes think, well, I'm never going to be as good as them, so why should I bother trying? And we almost forget that everybody's different, we're not all the same. However, it's not just teachers that do this. Some students at my school say that their parents are expecting them to get straight A's, and if they don't, they're going to be highly disappointed in them. For parents to say this to their child is just plain wrong, because you are constantly expecting them to live up to your expectations. Say, for example, you had one child that was naturally gifted at school and they were very intelligent and they got straight A's in everything. And then you had another child that wasn't as good at school. They still did well, but they didn't do as well as their sibling. Would you expect them to try and be as good as their sibling? Would you be a lot harder on them because they can't do as well as their brother or sister, or would you let them just be their own individual? A teacher once said that if you don't have top grades when applying for a job, there's going to be someone better than you. Basically, he was defining us by grades on a piece of paper and not who we are as a person. One teacher whose daughter is in top set for basically all her subjects made me feel incredibly stupid once because I told her that I was in one of the bottom set for maths. Now, I'm crap at maths, and I'll admit that. I'm not the brainiest at maths, I don't understand how it works. And, I think maths is kind of the subject where you either get it or you don't. But, just because I'm bad at that subject doesn't mean I'm not good at any other subjects. But I couldn't obviously say that to her because it just didn't seem right at that moment. So the reason why I'm making this video is because I want people to know this. All about qualifications or degrees is about effort and determination. Believing that you as an individual are good enough to succeed in whatever you want to do in life. In life, not everyone's going to be intelligent, but that doesn't mean we can't be good at other things. To interview people for jobs sometimes, she can look at a CV and a person can have really, really good grades, and then she'll meet them and they lack basic social interaction, whereas she can meet someone who doesn't have as good grades on their CV, but they can sell themselves a lot better. Teacher says that her top set can do really complicated algebra, but when it comes to basic maths, they forget how to do it. He's dropped out of Harvard University and he's now the richest man in the world. My mum with basically no qualifications, and by the time she was 18, she was a manager of a restaurant. I'm not saying drop out of school or university, but what I am saying is don't be too hard on yourself if you can't do a certain subject. Don't beat yourself up if someone's better academically than you, because at the end of the day, we're all individuals and we're all unique. We're all going to be good at something that someone else isn't, and vice versa. There are people that have degrees and diplomas and they can't get a job. And it's not because they're not talented enough or not smart enough for the job. It's just because physically there are no jobs available for that certain thing that they've trained in. one life on this earth, one chance to do whatever you want to do and be whoever you want to be. If you want to go to art college, or if you want to be an actress, or if you even want to join the circus, don't let others dictate to you and tell you what you should and shouldn't do. You to be a doctor when really you want to be a teacher, and you decide to listen to them. Who are you really pleasing? You know, don't live your life through other people. It's better to say, oh well, that didn't work out, then what if I'd have tried that? What if I'd have gone down that path that I wanted to do? Be a midwife since I was about 12 years old, and I got told by school that I had to get the top marks in maths and the top marks in science, and I'm not the best at maths. I'm quite good at science, but maths is also a big thing that I need. And so I doubted myself, and I thought, well, maybe I should do something else because I clearly can't be a midwife. I'm never going online to research midwifery. I found out that the main skills you needed were social skills and things like that. And I mean, yes, science and maths is something you need to have, but you didn't need to have top grades, because when you're training, they will teach you all the things you need to know. Take anything away from this video, I hope that it's don't let other people dictate to you and tell you what to do with your life. Don't let friends or teachers or parents tell you you're not good enough to be what you want to do. You know, follow your dreams. If you want to be an architect or whatever and no one else agrees with you, don't listen to them. If you're determined and passionate about that specific subject, then go for it, you know, because if you don't, you could look back and regret it. As much experience as possible, because at the end of the day, we're only on this earth for a short amount of time, so make the most of it. This video, please like and subscribe because that would be nice, and yeah, I will see you next time I make a video.